Is she the biggest draw in women's tennis right now?
Yes.
Is she bigger than Sabalenka? Is she bigger than Coco?
Dude, it's crazy. She's having the same effect that Fonseca was having, like, on the men's side last year in Miami.
It's like Fonseca, but I think it's bigger than Fonseca.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Like, the Doha, like, crowds were insane for her last week.
Yeah.
Correct.
She's definitely one to watch, obviously because she's so good, but just for the atmosphere. You want to tune into her matches just to see what it's like on the court.
There's got to be, like, a little jealousy maybe from some of the women that...
Picture this, November 19th, 2025. 1 year to the day after hanging up his racket, Rafael Nadal walks onto a practice court in Mallorca. Not for a comeback, not for a ceremony, not for the cameras. He's there for one person, a 20-year-old Filipino rising star, ranked number 50 in the world, Eala. And what happens next sends shockwaves through the entire tennis community. Stick around because the story behind this moment is about to blow your mind. But first, quick favor. If you're loving this content, smash that subscribe button. Over 92% of you are watching without subscribing. It costs nothing, takes 1 second, and helps us bring you more tennis stories like this. Already subscribed? You're a legend. Now back to the main event. So let's rewind 7 years, 2018. A 13-year-old girl boards a plane in Manila, Philippines. She's leaving everything behind, family, friends, the only home she's ever known, to chase a dream in a country where most people don't even know who she is. Her destination? The Rafael Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain. Her mission? To become a tennis champion in a nation where basketball reigns supreme and tennis barely registers on the cultural radar. Most kids would crumble under that pressure. Eala? She thrived. But here's the kicker. This wasn't just some random scholarship story. It was destiny disguised as a layover. During a connecting flight, young Alex found herself face-to-face with the man himself, Rafael Nadal. Not on a billboard, not on TV, in person, at an airport. Can you imagine that moment? A teenage girl, eyes wide, heart pounding, standing inches away from one of the greatest athletes of all time. And Nadal, being Nadal, didn't just smile for a photo and move on. He saw something in her. Maybe it was the hunger in her eyes. Maybe it was the audacity of a kid from the Philippines choosing tennis over everything else. Whatever it was, that brief encounter planted a seed that would grow into something extraordinary. Fast forward to 2022, Alex becomes the first Filipino to win a junior U.S. Open singles title. Boom! History made. The Philippines erupts. Social media goes wild. But Alex, she stays quiet, focused, humble, because she knows this is just the beginning. 7 years at the Nadal Academy weren't about trophies. They were about building something deeper. Resilience, discipline, the kind of mental armor you need when the entire world is watching and waiting for you to either soar or stumble. And in 2025, the world got its answer. The 2025 Miami Open. Eala walks onto the court as an underdog. Nobody's giving her a chance. But then she does the unthinkable. She starts taking down giants, one after another, match after match. The crowd's on its feet. Commentators are scrambling for superlatives. And then comes the moment that makes everyone's jaw drop. She defeats Aryna Sabalenka, world number 2, the same Sabalenka who'd been demolishing opponents all season. Eala just beat her on one of the biggest stages in tennis. The tennis world explodes. Twitter's on fire. ESPN's replaying highlights on loop. Her phone's probably buzzing so hard it could power a small city. But here's where it gets really interesting. Alex doesn't check her phone. Not that day, not the next day, not even the day after that. 4 days go by. 4, while the entire planet's celebrating her breakthrough. She's in her own zone, locked in, mentally untouchable. And during those 4 days, Rafael Nadal sends her a personal message, a congratulations from the King of Clay himself, the man who inspired her journey, the legend who saw potential in a 13-year-old at an airport 7 years ago. And she misses it. Not because she doesn't care, but because she cares too much about staying present, about not letting external noise, even the good kind, mess with her focus. When she finally sees the message, she's stunned, moved, but not surprised, because by then she understands what Nadal's always known. Real champions don't compete for applause, they compete for something deeper, something internal, something that no tweet, no headline, no congratulatory text can touch. And that mindset, that's pure Nadal DNA. But wait, there's more, because what Nadal does next is where this story goes from inspiring to downright legendary. November 19th, 2025, exactly 1 year after his retirement. Nadal could be anywhere, relaxing on a beach, playing golf, enjoying life away from the grind. Instead, he's back on the court, racket in hand, game face on. And who's across the net? Eala. Not Federer, not Djokovic, not some exhibition match for charity, just Alex. A private practice session. No cameras allowed, no press, no fanfare. Just a retired legend and a rising star. Trading ground strokes, sharing the court, passing the torch. When word gets out, the tennis community loses it. Fans are posting crying emojis. Analysts are calling it the most symbolic moment of the year, because everyone gets what this means. Nadal doesn't do random. He doesn't waste time. If he's stepping back onto that court for anyone, it's because he believes. And when Rafael Nadal believes in you, you better believe the rest of the world takes notice. But let's keep it real. Alex's journey isn't all sunshine and celebration, because tennis, like life, doesn't hand out participation trophies. After her Miami heroics, reality hits hard. She faces Karolina Muchova in the next round, and it's brutal. 6-0, 6-2. A beatdown so thorough it makes you wince. Muchova doesn't just win, she dominates. And here's the gut punch. Alex now holds a 0-12 record against Czech players. 0 wins, 12 losses. That's not a slump, that's a pattern. That's the kind of stat that keeps you up at night, replaying every missed shot, every tactical mistake, every moment of doubt. Most players would crumble, issue some generic statement about working harder, hide behind their team. Not Alex. She walks into the post-match press conference and does something rare in professional sports. She tells the truth. No excuses, no sugarcoating. She admits it hurts. She acknowledges the gap between where she is and where she wants to be. But then she says something that stops everyone in their tracks. She talks about balance, about joy, about being a whole human being, not just a tennis machine. She says she needs good people around her, people who care about her, not just her ranking. And suddenly you realize where she learned that. From Nadal, from 7 years of watching a legend prioritize character over championships, from seeing firsthand that the greatest players aren't just defined by wins and losses, but by how they handle both. And now, as the clay court season approaches, the stakes get higher. Clay is Nadal's kingdom, the surface where he built an empire. But for Alex, she's only got 3 WTA wins on clay. 3. The gap between her and the elite on that surface is massive, intimidating, some might say impossible. But here's the thing. Nadal's entire career was built on closing impossible gaps, on turning weaknesses into weapons, on believing when nobody else did. And now he's there, quietly guiding Alex through the same process, not with loud speeches or grand gestures, but with presence, with belief, with the kind of mentorship that doesn't demand the spotlight, but changes lives in the shadows. So here we are, a 20-year-old from the Philippines, a retired legend from Spain, a bond that started at an airport and grew into something that transcends tennis. Eala isn't just chasing rankings or titles. She's chasing something harder to measure, but infinitely more valuable. She's becoming the kind of player, the kind of person that Nadal spent his entire career embodying. Relentless, resilient, real. And whether she conquers clay or stumbles along the way, one thing's clear. She's not doing it alone. Because when you've got Rafael Nadal in your corner, not as a sponsor or a celebrity endorsement, but as a mentor who shows up when it matters most, you've already won something most athletes never will: respect, legacy, and a blueprint for greatness that goes way beyond the baseline. This isn't just a tennis story. It's a story about believing in yourself when the odds are stacked against you, about choosing the right people to walk the journey with you, about staying grounded when the world's cheering and staying strong when it's silent. Eala's rise is just beginning, and if Nadal's willing to come out of retirement just to practice with her, you better believe the best is yet to come. Stay tuned, tennis fans, because this story, it's far from over.